this will not be a visit down memory lane, but it just may set up a new lane for the next generation. Because that's truly the audience of this movie: kids, family. And most of the fun in this movie is to be had at the surface level, right? It doesn't take itself too serious. It is for the kids, and Scoob does succeed at that. Now, this doesn't pull a Pixar. Let's get into it. Let's review Scoob. It doesn't pull a Pixar and work on too many adult levels. It's not that nuanced. It's just not. But I knew I had to cop as a lifelong mystery inker. Had to. I didn't have a say so in the matter. My wife and I loved it. I'll say that. Now let's get into the van and unmask this a little bit more. So first, there's a lot of controversy over the voices. And that's understandably so. They're legitimate upset. I understand that. And you can do your research. You'll see what I mean by that. But in my opinion, the voices, and it's a new generation. It's a new, fresh reboot. The voices, they're fantastic. They just are. They're good. I thought they were fantastic. I thought Will Forte was a killer as Shaggy. Mark Wahlberg as Blue Falcon killed it. All around, Zac Efron, Fred. I mean, just like through and through, you don't ever stop and think about the voices. At least I didn't during the movie. They're just good. They're copacetic. They're smooth. Now, that being said, my wife and I enjoyed this film, but where I think this film will lose some of those old school fans of Scooby-Doo, yours truly, and I'll admit it's a knock on the film for me as well, is the narrative that this movie has, the plot, the story, takes on this Despicable Me and superhero plot, like superhero movie plot, and I understand those are like some check boxes maybe, studios are, because of how the popularity and the ticket sales. So it really does embody that. And that was unfortunate for me. I wanted more old school Mystery Inc. groovy van action. But that's really very few and far between those moments are in this film. The group's not even together for the majority of this movie. They're split. Now the movie, it has the Mystery Inc. cast that we all love, zoinks, jinkies. But it doesn't have the Scooby-Doo feel of the older series, or even some of the more modern, remakes. So a bright spot, though, is the imaginative retelling of the adorable Scoob meeting Shag meet cute origin story in this new Hanna-Barbera MCU. HBCU. And it's one of the best beginnings ever. It's cute. It's fun. You're going to love the first 15 minutes of this movie, no matter who you are. It's got a little bit for everybody, and it is adorable. So the movie is in the heart. When the movie does embrace the heart of the original gang, it's strong. It's like here and here, and here's the superhero Despicable Me movie right in the middle, and that's the majority. So I love that. Now, as far as villains go, it's got an awesome villain. What's a movie without a great villain? You got just tops the cool charts. You have Cerebrus. Yeah, Fluffy from Harry Potter. Even though it's from a mythology as old as time. But and that's cool. And the third act's neat. There's actually pretty high stakes. I do like I like the third act of this film. I do. I do. That being said, it never really stops feeling like that superhero movie. And that's just not Mystery Inc. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep this brief. But this film is also more important than just another release, just another kids movie, because this was a film that was formerly going to be a theatrical planned release. And as we all know, it went VOD only, VOD, video on demand. And I just want to say, as a furloughed general manager of a movie theater, Lord willing, I'll have my job back here soon. I'm glad this happened. I'm glad it's an option. Public safety and health should be a priority. And it makes my heart warm knowing people get to see and kids got to enjoy Scoob and the gang at home, safety of their house. And I like that. I think how this film is patronized, dollars spent on it, is going to say a lot about that model. It's going to give us a lot of information going forward, but this was monumental. It's not the first, but you know, it's probably the second of the year, but it's a big one. You know, it's Scooby-Doo, baby. And it's now about the movie. So it's a fun family movie. Depending on your mindset and perspective will be what colors this film for you. If you go into it, it's going to split audiences. It's going to split audiences. If you go into it knowing it's for kids, knowing it's a family movie, and it's ushering this new generation into Scooby-Doo, you'll enjoy it. Like, honestly, some of the jokes are funny, especially when Scoob's involved. And it's fun. It really is. Like, it's so cool. The animation's on point. And just to revisit that cast is, meant the world to me. Now, that being said, don't expect the 70s era cartoon. It will fall short for you. And honestly, with the price tag this is coming in at, for the video on demand, you really need to ask yourself how you're going to go into this movie. If you want the old school 70s Scooby-Doo, it's going to fall short. If you have kids, or you're like me and my wife, just happy-go-lucky, let's just, watch it, bada bing. Don't take it too serious. It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's not great, like I said, as far as for everybody. It's just not. It's not going to be universally liked. I do think this is truly a kid's movie. And at this price point, you really got to ask yourself. So as a suggestion, if you can't get around that $24.99, that $19.99 in some places, if you just do the rental, I would suggest on Netflix, Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island. I think that movie's almost an 8 on IMDb. You know what I'm saying? Like, where that come out? Like 98. So you could do that. Won't cost you anything if you already have a Netflix subscription, and you're probably going to watch a superior product. But to get the new generation in Scooby-Doo, I'm glad he's back. And I do hope it does well enough to bring us a second one. And at that second one, they take feedback and give us more actual Scooby-Doo and Mystery Incorporated. Because that would be great. Like I said, I love the style, the voices. I'm fine with all of it. It just needed to be actual more Scooby-Doo. It really ran away from that property for some reason. But my wife and I had fun. But really think about it at that price point. You got Scooby-Doo Mystery Island. You know what I mean? Get you some takeout, bada bing. But for me, my wife, we enjoyed it. It didn't feel as that old school DNA that we're used to. But it was a kid's movie and it was fun. Now it's time for me to go binge all the old Scooby-Doo content, because that was one of my favorite shows ever growing up, even into high school, and probably a big reason I'm in love with the horror genre as I am today, honestly. So that's Scoob. Zoinks, what you gonna do? We enjoyed it, not for everybody. Dig deep before you decide on that purchase. I know money's tight. God bless, boys. And comment down below your favorite, even the live action included, Scooby-Doo movie moment. And did you grow up with the cartoon? I noticed a lot. There are Hanna-Barbera Easter eggs in this movie. I do want to say that. They throw the couple things out there that are fun. You'll pick them up. There's a few. I wouldn't say it can completely validate the price point, but there's a couple things thrown out. It's nice, like Blue Falcon. I don't even want to get into all of them. I want you to kind of experience some of them for yourself, and you remember a sidekick. Yeah, so comment down below. I appreciate you taking the time. Thumbs up, share if you liked it, like it. And on to the next review. I can't wait.